The road ahead. This sounds like this is the last chapter. The summer came to an end. And Dan faced a difficult decision, probably.
Barb, by the time you get this, we'll be on our way home, so don't write me back here. It's hard to believe this summer's almost over. So much has happened. The show, getting used to life up here, painting more than I have in years, losing Grandma Jo, figuring out where Dan and I are. Part of me doesn't want to leave, but I know it's time. They say you can't go home again. I think I know what that means now. I don't have it in me to explain everything here, but things will never be the same. I don't even know what home I'm going back to. The only thing I do know is that I'm ready to start painting again. For real, like I did before Tommy. I'm scared and excited and nervous all at the same time. I just wish I knew how we were going to make it work. I hope this finds you well. Yours, Linda.
Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, after additional consideration, I'd like to augment my recommendation. I believe that the best course of action for Tommy's development would be continued tutoring throughout the school year. It will be important to coordinate with his teachers and make sure the lessons are aligned. As before, encouragement from both of you is a critical component. Ms. Kaplan, I have observed that Tommy looks to you in particular for validation, which I believe comes from a connection he's made with your profession. If at all possible, you should be part of his tutoring, although Mrs. Kaplan is more than capable of aiding him as well. I hope I haven't overstepped my bounds by contacting you, but Tommy is a bright boy, and I think with the proper support, he can not only catch up, but excel. I understand you'll be leaving town shortly, but please don't hesitate to contact me by phone during the school year if I can be of help. Dr. Donald Samuels. There's something in the kitchen here. Mr. Kaplan, we have reached a decision and are pleased to offer you the position of Assistant Professor of Literature. We had many applicants for the position, and after careful review, we feel your history with the university and your status as a published author will give you a unique connection to our students. We apologize for the lateness of the decision, but administrative adjustments delayed our annual budget review, and the position was only recently approved for hire. Professor Strode will handle your course load until September 21st, at which point you will take over classes. We will provide temporary housing for you during this speedy transition, but need your answer as soon as possible. Your offer letter is enclosed. Please sign and return it. Okay.
What?
Oh, she didn't see me. Oh my god. Linda, I'm pleased to meet you. Well, by letter anyway. I'm surprised we've never met, considering how small the art community is. But from your letter, it sounds like you may not have been as active as you'd like for a few years. Regardless, I'm very excited to tell you more about our work here. At a high level, the program is simple. We're a collective of artists who use our work for the betterment of our city. We host fundraiser galleries, donate our work to charity auctions, and teach art classes. We offer both paid and unpaid courses, and all proceeds from the paid courses go to the local charities, usually the food bank. Our free courses are part of the Pioneer program we've recently started, where we provide a safe place for victims of violence, members of our local AA chapter, and even parolees trying to get back on their feet. The program is still in its early stages, but we've been very pleased with the result. It's a very exciting time. Anyway, you'll find more details in the enclosed information packet. I'd love to talk to you about joining in person when you return to Lorrington.
You'd make new ones, buddy.
What about my friends?
Okay. Oh man, you know I have to go with the kids. Just, you have found everything in Tommy's memory. Okay, actually better exit now before I can't get out. You going upstairs? No, you're not. So I can search your room. Typing away. You going in there? Whoop. The door just, wait. The door opened, but you went that way. Odd, but okay.
Paul, there were days when I thought this moment would never come. When I finish writing this, I'm going to pack everything up and drop the manuscript in the mail. My palms are sweating just thinking about letting it go. I had no idea how hard it would be to finish this one. It took everything I had, and it's hard to look back over the summer without laughing. To think the plan was to get away from everything and just focus on the book. But you can't get away from yourself. Life doesn't give a damn about geography. I don't know when you'll get this, or where we'll be when you do, or what you'll think. I know what I think, but objectivity left the building months ago. Some days I think this is the one. Other days I have a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that says my career is over. All I can do is drop this in the mail and hope. Here goes.
Promise I can like hear the footsteps, but I know it's coming from downstairs. Gives me time.
This could be it. An associate professorship at Hardesty? It's entry level, sure, but everyone has to start somewhere, and it's the perfect situation for writing. The sabbatical program alone makes the job worth it, and the thought of actually working with Professor May? Wait, I guess I'd be calling him Philip now. That'll take some getting used to. But moving's a big step. I can't imagine a new school with new kids would be easy for Tommy. I know staying in Laurenton would be better for him and Linda, but they aren't handing out professorships on the corner. This isn't the kind of offer you pass up without a very good reason. But I might have 2 good reasons. Tried to sleep on it last night. What a joke. You have to be able to sleep for that to work.
Just making sure he's walking downstairs and not.
I just talked things over with Dan, and we really have some serious thinking to do. The job at Hardesty sounds like a great opportunity for him, but moving would be so hard on us. I really want to join Art for All, and after everything we've been through with Tommy, it would be better for him to have some stability. I could even go full-time if Dan found a steady job, though I know he can't do that if he takes on extra tutoring with Tommy, and I'd never fault him for that. If we stay in Laurenton and Dan works with Tommy, I could still do the program part-time. Either way, it'd be better for Tommy and me than moving. But I know that professorship would mean so much to Dan. Can't everything be simple just once?
Okay, so now it's just searching memories. Already searched the kids. Oh, Dan, you are heading your way back up here. I don't know where. It's the other one, so.
How long's the drive?
2 hours. We'd have to move.
Come on.
Haven't had a drink on a weeknight in 2 weeks. Came up with a new slogan. Write sober, rewrite sober, rewrite sober. Hemingway it's not, but it's good to smooth things over with Linda and Tommy a bit. Gotta admit, I don't miss hangovers, but still, I do sometimes miss sitting down with a drink and a crazy idea.
Just drop the envelope in the mail. Show my friends my new backpack at school. We need to... Where's Linda? Linda! You're in your... She's right there. She's going upstairs.
Hey, Mommy.
Hey, Pumpkin.
You can say it. If I got a real job.
I could even go full-time if...
Dan and I had a great talk tonight after Tommy went to bed. I could tell it was hard for him, but he admitted that his drinking had gotten out of hand. I guess sometimes you just need to hear it from someone else. He even gave jogging a shot, and I think that might have been the biggest wake-up call. He couldn't even get through half a mile without being winded. He's sticking with it, though, and I'm glad we have our nights back again.
Okay, send my second painting for the full-time application. Well, we're going with the kids. Sorry. Selecting the backpack means the Kaplans will stay in Lorrington, which will also let Linda work with the art for all part-time. Whisper to Dan, finish the story. Yeah, there's like nothing. Is there anything more I can read? If your dead book does poorly, your family will remember you? I don't know how that works. Let's try the... this is the kids' room. No more reading material? Has to be something. No, that's it. Whisper to Dan and finish the story. Dan couldn't bear the thought of Tommy having another difficult year at school, so he committed to tutoring Tommy on a daily basis to help him catch up and eventually get ahead. Tommy was old enough to understand that even though schoolwork wasn't fun, his father was making it easier. And as he improved in school, he grew to understand his father's help as love. Although Dan chose to focus on tutoring Tommy instead of taking a part-time job, staying in Lorrington still meant Linda could join Art for All part-time. Being around other artists helped her own work mature, and her paintings began to show up in the public spaces around town, began a period of sustained creativity and happiness in her work. Dan could barely get the words out when he called Hardesty to decline the offer. He knew they wouldn't care about his reasons, and he turned the job down with full knowledge that he would never receive such an offer again. He would have to keep clawing his way forward, praying that the next advance check would come. His career depended on nothing but the quality of his work. And that's how the Kaplan summer in the house on the cliff came to an end. It was much more than just a single season on the coast. Dan's choices there would come to define the rest of his life. Dan sent his final draft to Glowfield with a nod in his stomach. He knew it wasn't very good, and readers agreed. It sold poorly, and he only published one more book after that. It came and went without any much noticing, and when he looked back on his life, he thought there was a good summary of his career too. When they left the house, Dan and Linda's love was deeper than it had ever been. They spent the rest of their lives on the endless honeymoon, traveling and embracing in a life way that a few couples ever do. They grew old together, always secure in the deep love that carried them through whatever life handed them. And by summer's end, Tommy was a new child. He returned to school full of joy and became one of the most popular kids in his class. Though unlike most of the cool kids, he remained friendly and grounded. By high school, he began gaining national attention for his drawing ability, and after going to one of the most prestigious art schools in America, he became an award-winning graphic novelist, beloved by friends, family, and like Dan would look back on that summer from time to time and wonder why he had made the choices he had. He never quite shook the feeling that the voice in his head had been more than just a voice, and in quiet moments he even imagined that he had been a character in someone else's novel. At times he was almost sure of it. Okay, there it was. So I went with the family choice. But his kid didn't grow up to be a little shit. No, I'm just joking. But it seemed like that's like just the way the ending kind of sounded for the kid. He's like, even though he was popular, he was grounded and kept his cool. He's grounded and was still nice to people. I was like, okay, so I guess that could have gone a completely different way. So yeah, I'm curious of what would happen. I feel like I completely wasted one opportunity in the very beginning because I didn't realize that you had to click on another thing to get the compromise. But done and done. Their life is done. So yeah, I quite like this. It's a nice, simple game to play. Interesting to go through how if you just go one course of action, like just the father and the son, or just the father and the wife. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for liking if you like, thank you for commenting if you commented, thank you for subscribing if you subscribe, thank you for favoriting if you favorited, thank you for simply clicking on this video. Until next time guys, see ya!